Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
In case you haven't realized it by now, this Wednesday Night War, it ended a long ass time ago. And tonight was the nail in the coffin. AEW put on what has to be one of the most violent women's matches I've seen, at least on American soil. I'm pretty sure there are or have been violent, if not as violent, women's matches in Japan, maybe Mexico, maybe somewhere overseas in some wrestling company I haven't seen. But in terms of what I've been watching, what I have watched so far as a wrestling fan, of all the women's matches I've seen, and I've seen Charlotte versus Becky, last woman standing. I've seen Sasha versus Becky in that Hell in a Cell match. Even Bayley versus Sasha in that Hell in a Cell match. This might end up being the most violent. I don't recall one women's match. I've seen hardcore matches between Trish and Victoria. I'm trying to think, like, there's gotta be some other women's match. Has there been like an ECW match between two women that were just as violent? I can't recall. You're really gonna have to do the research for me, because I cannot recall one match that was this violent. Hell, there have been some men's hardcore violent matches that didn't compare to this. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa tore it up. And we'll talk about that main event in just a second. But as always, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, just Alyx. We're going to be doing an AEW Dynamite St. Patrick's Day Slam review, as well as my ongoing NXT weekly review, at least until I'm able to do it separately, because they will be moving to Tuesday nights. That seems to be official. It hasn't been made official by WWE yet, but it does seem to be that they're getting ready to move to Tuesdays. So I'll be able to do separate reviews for AEW and NXT. Hopefully. They need to get the hell off of Wednesdays. And quick. Because, Jesus, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. It's not even a war anymore. It's a massacre. And especially when you compare the shows tonight, NXT didn't come anywhere close to AEW. I thought NXT was very subpar. Wasn't terrible, but there was a lot of things about the show that just made me go, okay, what's going on here? AEW tonight was great. And then that main event, people are already calling it a match of the year contender. Some have just called it the match of the year. But we're going to break all of this down in just a second. But let's pay some bills really quickly. If this is the first time you're watching me and you like what I have to say, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, do me a solid favor as well, and like me on Facebook, as well as follow me on Twitter at JustAlexCentral. Also give me a follow on Instagram. Donate using PayPal, Patreon. Super Chats are on for now. I don't know if Streamlabs has managed to fix it as of today, but the moment it starts spazzing out and we start getting past Super Chats, I will have to turn it off. But it seems to be okay for now. It seems to be okay. But again, If it starts spazzing out, if it starts playing random past donations, I will have to turn it off. But you can donate and you'll have your super chat played live on the air. Really quickly, let me go ahead and as well plug my Patreon. Got a couple of patrons that are donating. Sophia Signs, Sam P. Boone, Aaron Alexi, Jimmy Anderson, nickname my JP1996. Donate today to, of course, help contribute to the growth of the channel. You can also request a video topic, or perhaps you want to request a reaction. You can do that through Patreon. The reason why I'm bringing this up, tomorrow, literally, well, not midnight tomorrow, but tomorrow evening-ish, I will be live on my Patreon watching Justice League. Well, Zack Snyder's Justice League, to be more exact. That will be on HBO Max. I will be playing it live. You will be able to watch it with me. So if that's something you want to be, be involved in, you might want to go ahead and get on Patreon for that. I think that's something worth the $5 or however much it is to get access to my reactions. I think it's $5. So, hey, I think it's something that you guys should be a part of. So there's that. And of course, don't forget to buy yourself a t-shirt. As Alicia told you to, get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, or get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. But don't forget to get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America t-shirt made by It's J Knox and Fire Star Heart. Get them today on Teespring and Pro Wrestling Tees. Let's give a couple of shout outs to the people here in the live chat. I want to say hello to the moderators, Ultra Shot 97, Firestar Heart, and Godzilla Hawk. Thank you to the following people for joining me live. And this is the early crowd. I expect this to get bigger as time goes by. But as always, the early bird gets the worm. Joseph Winters, Zachary Hain, Sam 3. We got Mr. Isaiah Scroggins, who's being an AEW hater. That's absolutely okay. You can hate AEW all you want. Just don't insult fans for liking AEW. Because the moment you do, my moderators will kick you. But go ahead, feel free to talk about how much you hate AEW, and feel free to do that. It's a safe space to be free. Just don't get too crazy with it. Pop Culture Asylum, Ali, Jet the Hawk, The Elite Squad, Steve Callan, Gen X 6887, Rolando Sabio. Let's see, I want to be sure. Carlos Ruhi 00. Am I saying your name right, by the way? Carlos Ruhi? Let me know. If I ever see your names wrong, just kindly let me know. Kindly let me know, because I'm terrible with names. Tokyo Rockstar, the greatest ever. Love that name. Christopher Carter, and last but not least, Bradley Xavier. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. If I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day. I did make sure to include the links to my second channel, my mashup channel, in the description box. If that's something you guys want to go ahead and be a part of, go ahead and check that out. I have uploaded past mashups from my second channel before it got shut down. I haven't uploaded all of them yet, but it's something you guys should check out. It should be full very soon. Just give me a couple more weeks. I think that's all the plugs here. I think so. Alright, if I forget anything, just let me know. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about what is easily a match of the year contender. We're not gonna waste any time. We're kicking off the AEW review with the main event. Let's get right to it. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Thunder Rosa Unsanctioned, lights out, hardcore, anything goes main event match. What is the one thing we've all been saying about AEW's women's division? We've all been saying, this is lacking. There's no direction. These women aren't doing anything. They don't have much going on for them. These women aren't as good as other shows' divisions. The NXT women's division, even the main roster division, even that was better than the AEW's women's division. And I've been one of the main people. I even did a video on it. I've been one of the main people saying, just wait. Hold your horses. Give these women a chance. Give these women a chance. Because they're gonna be able to do some crazy stuff eventually. And when they do, they are going to turn heads. And everyone was ponying the tournament, the women's tournament, the fact that we didn't have Britt Baker or Thunder Rosa win that tournament, and he had, well, Kenny Omega, who's booking the tournament, had one of his Joshi wrestlers win it. And we get it. We get it. You want to be unique. You want to stand out from the pack. What better way to do it than showcasing Japanese Joshi wrestlers? But that's just one of the things that's been kicking our asses when it comes to this AEW women's division being taken seriously, being seen as something significant, being seen as something important. It just feels like the only thing that mattered was this project, the Joshi wrestlers, because that's what Omega cared for. Omega cares more about the Joshi wrestlers than the American women. That's what it felt like. And it kind of was hurting the division. No offense to Riho and Rio and Hikaru Shida and many others. Emi Sakura, and look. Maki Ito, bring her back anytime. Anytime you want. But you see all these Joshi women getting this TV time, and it bothers you. Because you got talent like Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And Serena Deeb, Shanna. I'd be here all day. I didn't even mention Red Velvet and Jay Cargill, who were super impressive in that Shaq Cody match. All these super talented women. Big Swole, who cut an excellent promo on the weekend of Revolution. Super amazing, talented women, and we're giving all the TV time to Joshi wrestlers. Well, after tonight, I think it's time we shift our focus back to the homegrown American women. Because Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa had what I consider to be the most violent women's match on American soil. People are calling it an instant classic. You know what? Put me in that category. This was outstanding. I'll say it. I might get in trouble for saying this. This is not a sexist comment. I don't give a damn. This was better than the main event at Revolution. This was better than Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. And that match was outstanding. This, however, is... You have to understand why this match is being received so well. Because we as fans have been waiting for Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker to have this type of match. We've been waiting for those two women to get on TV and show us, come on, women's wrestling can do it. Women's wrestling can be just as good as the men. AEW, I understand you got all these talents, this big ass roster. You can't fill everybody. You can't fit 2 hours with everybody. I get that. But god damn it, give us something with these women. And we've been riding AEW and riding AEW and riding AEW. And then tonight happened. The standard was set. AEW has set the standard for the women's division. Might be a little too high for the other girls, but the challenge is on. I love this match. I watched it twice. Not gonna lie, I kind of fast forwarded through NXT tonight. Not a lot happened on that show, so I had a little extra time. I went back and watched this match twice. It gets better. And one of the things that I use to gauge classic matches is when you watch it more than once, and it gets better the more you watch it, it's a classic match. I've seen it twice. I loved it the second time even more than the first time. I might have to watch it again. But I'll say this. People want to say it's a match of the year candidate. Why would you? Why would you not? I would definitely sign on to that. They killed each other. You see this stuff? This photo right here this is just, you need to watch the match. This looks like it was violent. You need to watch the match to understand how violent it was. It had everything. Both of them were busted open. You had ladders, you had chairs, you had tables. Oh my! Tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my! You had thumbtacks. Rebel did some stuff. Man, it was insane. You had curb stomps on steel steps and steel chairs. I think, didn't Thunder Rosa do like a Death Valley driver off the top rope through a ladder? Oh my goodness. But that thumbtack spot, the thumbtacks were used very uniquely. Yes, I love that. You know, you did the classic. We're gonna tease someone falling on the thumbtacks, and then eventually the heel who pulls out the thumbtacks is the person who falls on it. They did that with Randy Orton, and I think they did that with Triple H as well. This is very, I'll even say this too. This kind of reminded me of those Mick Foley matches that Triple H and Randy Orton had that established them as main event players. This had that kind of feel to it. Both of them are classic matches, by the way. The one that Rumble 2000, and then the Randy Orton match with Mick Foley in 2004. The Backlash match, for the record. Yeah, both of those matches remind me of this one, which is also indicating that it might it might just get the A+, the classic. But there was that spot where Britt gets slammed into the thumbtacks, Jim Ross goes crazy, by God! Then I love how Britt Baker locks in the lockjaw, her finishing, her submission finisher, and to break it, Thunder Rosa rolled backwards, rolled her into the thumbtacks, and forced her to break it. That was not only clever, but it was brutal. Brutality. It was insane. And then, of course, it ends with, what was that? Like a thunder driver? Fire thunder driver? Some version of a tombstone through a table. Nasty bump from Britt Baker. Man, I'll tell y'all what. I know Adam Cole was working, but when he watches, I'm pretty sure he was watching this match somehow and he was doing this. That was Adam Cole. This is Adam Cole. Just like Britt Baker did at War Games. That was Adam Cole. By the way, I love that Thunder Rosa one. God damn it. Before I just give you my final thoughts, can we just sign Thunder Rosa? What is stopping? I know that she's working with NWA and blah, 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 blah. Is there a way we can work something out where she gets 2 contracts? Like, can she just work for both companies? There's gotta be something in the deal. They can work something out where she can work for both companies, work for NWA, and also work for AEW. Isn't that how it worked with Serena D? Wasn't Serena D working with NWA while also working with AEW? Why can't Thunder Rosa get that same contract? What the hell is stopping them from just signing this woman? Just sign her. I'm serious. Y'all gonna wait too long, and then Thunder Rosa's gonna go to WWE, and that is gonna be the dumbest thing that could ever happen to you. And you will take all the heat for it, and you deserve all the heat if you let her slip away. After giving her all of this, and after this performance, y'all should be begging her to sign. They better get her under contract very soon. I will be extremely disappointed in AEW if they never sign her. But yeah, overall, man, respect to both women. Respect to Britt Baker, respect to Thunder Rosa. I might have to just interview Thunder Rosa. I might just have to interview her because she tore it up, man. She tore it up. Live chat. Should I give this an A+? I'm feeling A+ on this one. I really am. I'm being told to look at Britt Baker's tweet. They want me to look at the Twitter for Britt Britt Baker. What did she say? She did indeed post something. Okay. Let me check this out really quickly. Come with me. Come with me to Twitter. Because everybody's like, check her out, check her out. Okay, calm down, hold on. Yeah, more violent photos. Let me look at this tweet from Britt Baker. I think I'll go to Thunder Rosa's. Okay, so, god damn. She doesn't even look. She looks like a horror film. For real, man. I love this tweet. The bad news is, you forgot to kill me. Face of the women's division. I'll tell you what. Even in defeat, she looked great. The best matches have both women looking great. You're not just going, oh, they buried Britt. No, both of them look amazing. Even in defeat, Britt got over. Look at that, bro. This woman is badass. She had a shirt ready to go. I might have to get that shirt. I might get in trouble for getting it though, but let me tell y'all something. AEW, if I don't see Britt and or Thunder Rosa get that belt off of Hikaru Shida, I will be very pissed. Okay? It's time we put a little bit more focus on the American women. I get that you want to push your Joshi wrestlers, and I don't mind it. It's good that you're featuring them and making your division unique, but don't give them all the TV time and make them the main focus. Alright? Let the ones who are actually good, who are having classic matches, let them be on top. Let them run the division. Okay? I'm sorry, Omega. I know you got your Joshi boner, but I'm gonna need you to calm down and let these women, the Jade Cargills, the Red Velvets, the Thunder Rosas, and the Britt Bakers, start running ship here. Alright? If it was up to me, I would... Again, it should be Thunder Rosa versus Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing, because she won this match. More than likely, because she's not under contract yet, it will be Britt Baker versus Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida. I'm cool with either way. Whoever fights her needs to get that belt off of her. I'm ready for Britt Baker and or Thunder Rosa to be women's champion now. I am. It's time, man. They earned it. They have earned it. So give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts down below about this incredible match. I'm looking at the live chat. People are saying A+. A+. All right. I mean, honestly, and again, this is only for right now, it is definitely the most violent women's match I've seen on American soil. In America, it's the most violent women's match. So, for that very reason, I might just go ahead and give it the A+, because that was incredible. That was incredible. I'll let you guys decide, and I'll give you my answer at the end of the broadcast. That is insane, man. Let's just quickly go over the rest of AEW, and then we'll quickly talk about NXT, because there's not a lot to really discuss when it comes to NXT. I'm just going to talk about the show out of order. I'm not going to go in order. I just personally think, as much as I enjoyed the show, isn't really a lot to, go over. I thought Penta El Cerro Miedo, or Pentagon Jr., taking on Cody Rhodes, that was good. The ending was a bit weird for me. I like that we're playing up the storyline that Cody has an injured arm, and Penta, who is known for breaking arms, on your ground, he was going after his arm. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. This might get me in trouble. I know AEW is really good, is very determined to not do DQs in their matches, or DQ finishes. Here was an opportunity for them to do it and not piss me off. I wouldn't have mind if during the match Penta got frustrated and attacked Cody with a chair, and then used that chair to weaken his arm a little bit more and extend the feud for a little bit more time, go a couple more months with it. Because I think Penta and Cody could really make the most out of their rivalry. They could have a legit rivalry. But instead, they had Cody roll up Penta, and then Penta attacked his arm afterwards. Doesn't have as much of an effect. You know what I mean? I would have liked to have seen them attack Cody with a chair. You know, not even after the match. During the match, he gets a chair, loses his temper, gets a chair, hits Cody with a chair, and attacks his arm, does that little arm breaker, and really give this idea that they hate each other. You could have really built to a much bigger match.
Bravo, ladies. Alyx, what a lights-out match for them. Truly extreme for the AEW women's division. And that finish was yikes, along with the tax spot.
The tax spot, the fire thunder driver through the table, that freaking Death Valley driver off the top rope through the ladder, the curb stomp on the steel steps and the steel chair. Lots of crazy spots. We'd be here all day just going through them. Yeah, man, just an outstanding, brutal, violent match. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all gotta go see it. It's definitely worth the viewing once or twice. I might have to watch it again. We had Jade Cargill defeat Danny Jordan. A highlight match, jobber match for her, enhancement match, whatever you want to call it. I'm cool with that. I think if you keep her in our faces a little bit until she gets, she gets into her feud with herself, Red Velvet, that would be cool. And then you can even transition her into Big Swole. Big Swole versus Jade Cargill would be amazing too. It'd be a hell of a match. I didn't talk about QT Marshall. QC. Who's QC? QT Marshall, who, after Cody got attacked by Penta El Cerro Miedo, he's not Pentagon Jr., because he doesn't own the name, apparently. QT Marshall, along with other of Cody's Nightmare Family crew, they came out to help him, but QT Marshall was the last one to come out. And I'm sitting here going, all right, he bailed on Dustin. He is clearly acting like a heel, but apparently he hasn't turned heel yet. Okay, that's just weird, but all right. It just feels like he's already turned heel, in my opinion. It really does. But all right, we're gonna extend it a little bit longer for some reason. Okie dokie, that's fine with me. Don Callis is talking to the Young Bucks backstage and told them, "You're not who you used to be. You're not the Young Bucks of old. You're just regular, boring, nobody people in the tag team division." To which I go, "They're tag team champions, but okay." Basically saying that they're a shell of themselves. They're not the Young Bucks from Japan, or the Young Bucks from ROH, or the Young Bucks from PWG. They ain't the elite. BC Elite.
Greetings, Alyx, new to your page. Not a big fan of AEW, but I love this match. Great psychology and told a story.
Oh, well, thank you and welcome. I hope you subscribe. Dennis King. Hope you subscribe, man. And this led to, later on, in that tag match between Moxley and Kingston, when they took on the Good Brothers, who are no longer the Impact Tag Team Champs, by the way. They lost those belts to the luckiest man in the world, Juice Robinson, and his friend. And the reason why I say he's lucky, because he's dating Deonna Purrazzo. Oh, she's sexy. Anyways, you lucky son of a bitch. He has 2 championships now. He's a tag team champion. He's dating Deonna Purrazzo. But yeah, they lost those belts to those guys. So they're titleless now. They took on Moxley and Kingston. Moxley beats them with a roll-up. I'm loving the tag team, the partnership between Eddie Kingston and Moxley. Loving that. Loving that. That is so... It's so natural. It fits right. Those two are just... You can tell they're having a good time and they're best friends. Hell, give them the tag team titles for all I care. I'm not even kidding you. Give them the tag team titles. That's going to be a hell of a tag team to rock and roll with, if you know what I mean. But yeah, after the match, you had Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers attacking them. They tried to injure Moxley with one of those chair over the head, tried to break his neck. They did snap Eddie Kingston's ankle with that chair, but they tried to snap Moxley's head with it until the Young Bucks came out and stopped it. And then they tried to do too sweet, my man. And Young Bucks said, psych. Turned around and walked out. You're not the same anymore, Omega. You're not the same man that was our friend, Omega. You've changed. Dawn has changed you. Uh-oh. Well, that's a nice development. So the Young Bucks have separated themselves from their best friend, Omega, officially. I like that. Some development there. About time. Speaking of development, the Pinnacle has arrived. The MJF stable featuring FTR, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow alongside Tully Blanchard. And I think I'm missing somebody. Who else was it? Tully Blanchard. Is that everybody? Yeah, that's everybody. I'm thinking Arn Anderson's in it as well. But yeah. There you go. MJF's team is called The Pinnacle. Love the name. Love this promo. He put them over like $1 million. MJF, in terms of his microphone work, he can put some of these main eventers to shame in any company, especially WWE. Like, you see people like AJ Styles and Seth Rollins especially. You see the way they cut their promos and you go, AJ Styles has gotten a lot better, by the way. He's good, but he's not MJF. MJF is on a completely different level, and he's only 24 years old. And they gave him this amazing stable, his own 4 horsemen, which I love. I'm almost at that point now where it's like you kind of have to give him the belt now. Can we agree that MJF probably needs to win the world title now? Otherwise, this group is a waste of time. Yeah, I think we might have to give him that belt. And it's starting to feel like he's eclipsed Omega as the top heel. I'm not saying Omega is a terrible champion. I think Omega's a good heel champion. I just think MJF has eclipsed him with this group. So we're going to do some kind of a feud between MJF's group, The Pinnacle, and Chris Jericho's Inner Circle. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I'm hearing they're going to do a War Games styled match at Double or Nothing. What is that called? Blood and Guts? Honestly? Yeah, I don't know about that, because I feel like the Blood and Guts match should go to Moxley, Kingston, and the Young Bucks taking on Omega, Kenta, and then the Good Brothers. That's what I think they should do. Who do y'all want the Blood and Guts match to go to? Should it be the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle, or do you want it to be Omega versus Moxley's crew? Y'all let me know. I just kind of feel like maybe... what would be a bigger match to do inside Blood and Guts here? It's a toss-up. They teased some things with Sting, Darby Allin taking on Lance Archer, and then Team Taz again. Brian Cage straight up came out and said, I respect you, Sting, I respect you. And Team Taz is like, what the fuck? What the hell, man? What the hell? He didn't just say that. Tell me he didn't just say that. I like it, though. I like it. I like that we're getting some development with Brian Cage. He looks like he's going to be a babyface. Good. I look forward to seeing what they do with him. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with Lance Archer and Darby Allin. That looks like it's gonna be a fire-ass feud. Could end up leading to Lance Archer beating Darby Allin, but we'll see. In terms of what they're gonna do with Sting, again, I'm hearing he might start wrestling again. But do you want him to fight Lance Archer? Let's ease him back into this first, don't you think? Yeah, that's gonna be kind of scary. Matt Hardy's crew, which was The Blade, The Butcher, and Private Party, defeated Bear Country and Jurassic Express. Because, you know, Matt pinned Marco's stunt, so it protected the rest of the crew. But it is what it is. I'm not necessarily upset about that. It is what it is. I really want Jurassic Express to have the moment in the sun, because they deserve it. They're freaking amazing. Christian Cage had a promo. The promos on this show were phenomenal. MJS promo, the Pinnacle promo, the stuff with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, and then Christian's promo. Outwork everybody. I know a lot of people are very upset that the big surprise, the Hall of Fame worthy surprise, was Christian. I was one of the few, the minority, that actually loved it. It's Christian. Are we going to forget that this is one of the best tag team specialists, one of the best technical wrestlers we've seen in the last 20 years? He's not something to just shake your nose at. I understand that he's not a CM Punk, and I think AEW might have set themselves up for failure there by saying that it's, you know, one of Tony Khan's favorite wrestlers. And so you're thinking, okay, well, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, goodness gracious, I guess it is going to be CM Punk. And then Christian. So I understand the disappointment when it comes to that, but this is Christian. One of the best workers we've seen in a generation. All right? Him and Edge were one of the best tag teams for a reason. Don't just look down your nose at Christian because he's not CM Punk. And he's talking about outworking everybody. And I believe him. I can't wait to see him eventually fight Kenny Omega, but I love the fact that he said, I need to pick up some wins first. He needs to pick up some wins first. He's not just going to fight Omega. He wants to earn the title shot. And that's cool. He needs to go ahead and earn that title shot. But I love this promo. Excellent promo. Basically said, I came to AEW because this is the place to be, and I need to establish my legacy. It's one of the best of all time. Hell, that's a good reason to come. Love that. I think after that we got Angelico versus Rey Fenix. Is it just me, and this is something I want to ask y'all, when it comes to the Lucha Bros, which is of course Rey Fenix and Penta El Cero Miedo, they're a great tag team, but am I the only person that feels like they're better off as singles competitors? They actually stand out more as singles competitors, especially Phoenix. I love that we're going all the way with Phoenix. Love seeing him wrestle. They're treating him like he's one of the best wrestlers in the world, as you should. As you should. Matter of fact, if it was me, I would have Phoenix take the belt from Darby Allin. By the way, Phoenix versus Darby Allin? Oh, don't you dare give that away for free. That's a pay-per-view match. Darby Allin versus Phoenix. Speaking of Darby Allin, he did give a open challenge for next week. He's going to challenge any member of the Dark Order, and the person to accept this challenge was Johnny Ange! Johnny Silver! John Silver. Oh, that match is going to be insane. That match is going to be fun. I can't wait for that match. And next week is live, right? It's next week's show is live, right? Okay. Okay, sure. And then after that, we got the amazing, classic, instant classic main event. Lights Out, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa. Go watch it if you haven't. It was amazing. Without question, one of the best matches. One of the best women's matches I've seen in a dog's age. Jesus Christ. So give me your thoughts below. Give me your thoughts below, ladies and gentlemen. about that match. Let's move on. Let's move on to, well, honestly, the weaker of the two shows. I'm not going to have too much to say when it comes to NXT because I just kind of feel like we're still trying to get things together for NXT TakeOver. I'm seeing the build. I'm seeing the matches being put together, and I'm seeing things come together. But these shows are, I'm sorry, like, when it comes to the weekly show, it's still lacking. It's still lacking. Now, I'll give NXT a pass this week because, unfortunately, they had another COVID-19 outbreak. Yeah, another one, which is like, what, the third time it happened? Someone went out partying, people weren't following rules, and the virus spread a lot more than usual. And you can see it affected the show because for some dumb reason, they had Finn Balor and Karrion Kross fighting for the tag team titles. As soon as I saw that, I went, oh my god, that is a main roster move if I've ever seen one. Don't y'all hate that? Don't y'all hate when WWE takes two main event caliber talent, they're gonna be facing each other at a WrestleMania or at some pay-per-view, and then they make them a tag team and then have them work together to do this whole, well, they're not gonna get along, the tempers are gonna flare, they're gonna beat each other. That is such a Vince McMahon type of thing, and it makes me think he is actually booking NXT now, or he's calling the shots on NXT. Oh, man. Can I just say this too before we move on? I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor. The chemistry is off, and I don't know if a competitive match is what we need to do between Finn and Karrion Kross. If it was up to me, I would have Karrion squash Finn. Yeah, I would definitely have Karrion Kross pull a Goldberg and squash Finn. Unless he brings in the Demon. Now, Demon Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross, sign me up. That sounds amazing. But, nah, bro. I don't want to see them have a Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat 60-minute slug-ish back and forth match. I just don't see that happening. Karrion's matches shouldn't go that long anyways. I'm going to keep saying it. Karrion Kross is basically Goldberg. When he's having a 2, 3, 4 minute match, he's awesome. But the moment you go over 5 minutes, his matches get boring. He is not meant to have long matches. Finn Balor is meant to be your Iron Man. He's meant to have the 60-minute matches. Which is why I just think these two don't mesh very well whatsoever. I don't see them having a good match. And then this tag team main event was super freaking weird. You had Lady Scarlet out there. I saw it in the cards. The cards have spoken. It is your destiny. Oh Lord, it is. It is my destiny. It is fate that you guys come together. Two former champions, and then here come tag team champs, and then they get put into a main event match. Finn Balor accidentally hits Scarlet Witch. Neither one of them are right. Lady Scarlet. Jesus Christ. Lady Scarlet got her ass ran over by accident. And Karrion Kross said, yeah, fuck this match, and just destroyed everybody. Helped the tag team champs retain after beating down Finn Balor. And then after the match, Karrion Kross just kills everybody. Which was great. Love seeing that. Love seeing Karrion Kross kill everybody. That's fine. But yeah, I don't want to see him fight Finn Balor. I don't think that's going to be good. I don't. And I don't mind being in the minority for that. That's just something I don't think is going to work. That's just me. Also something I don't think is going to work. Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. And I say that after seeing Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai, which I thought was a very good, maybe even great women's match. You got these two tearing it up. One of them should be fighting Io Shirai, but we're gonna give it to Raquel Gonzalez. Aren't they signing another Japanese wrestler called Saray? Saray, right? I think I said her name right. Saray. And my friend from TwitWow, Ashton, basically told me she's Asuka, but more stiff and less charismatic. To which I go, I don't know if I like that. But you got all these other women coming in. You got all this young blood, and we're giving it to Raquel Gonzalez because she's big. Ah! Can we not? Jesus! I don't like Raquel Gonzalez. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of hers. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Just like I'm not a fan of Dexter Lumis and Gargano's feud. There's a lot of stuff on this card that I'm just not a fan of. I'm not a fan of babyface Dexter Lumis taking on heel Gargano. If they had flipped the roles, made Gargano a face and Dexter Lumis a heel, I would be interested. I would be like, ooh, I want to see how that goes. That should be interesting. But nope. Yep. El Gato del Fantasma defeated Breezango. And then afterwards, Jordan Devlin returned, the Cruiserweight champ that people forgot about, to take on that other guy that people forgot about. I'm joking. I know it's Santos Escobar. And then they're gonna determine who's the real Cruiserweight champion at NXT TakeOver. That was a legit yawn, by the way. Oh, I love what they're doing with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Love that stuff. Very confused about how Kyle O'Reilly was able to hack the system. I know he can shock the system, but apparently he's also friends with Mustafa Ali, who can hack the system. But he was able to hack the system and post a video to let people know that he's outside or not here. And then Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly were seen in the streets getting arrested by cops. That's interesting. I like that. So are those two going to have a hardcore unsanctioned match like the women did here in AEW? Psych. Vince ain't gonna allow. Vince doesn't like blood and guts. And it's sad that Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa will probably have... Again, I don't see any match at NXT TakeOver being better than Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. Period. That's the problem. The only one that comes close would probably be Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. That would be pretty good. Maybe even great. But yeah, everything else, I'm just like, ugh. Can we get a better card? I am very excited about this next thing, though. We had the return of Volta! Not Walter. Volta! The United Kingdom champion, Volta, who returned to confront Tommaso Ciampa. Yes! Ilya Dragunov, eat your heart out. I want this match. Oh, this is gonna be violent. It is gonna be nuts. Tommaso Ciampa, Volta. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is gonna be violent. It is gonna be nasty, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Can y'all wait? I can't wait. They better give us that match. I want that match at one of those takeover shows. That's gonna be insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the membrane. Okay, and then LA Knight. If that is your real name. The guy formerly known as Eli Drake, LA Knight, had his debut match against some jobber named Austin Gray. And he kicked his ass. Simple as that. Oh, and by the way, after the match, or during the match, one of those things happened. Bronson Reed came out in his jacket and broke it. And ripped it apart. So I guess we're doing LA Knight versus Bronson Reed at NXT TakeOver. Stand and deliver. Cool with me, buddy. And that's it. That was NXT. Again, I didn't think it was a terrible show, but I just thought there was no life to it. There was zero light to NXT this week. And hopefully when they get their asses off of Wednesdays and get to Tuesdays, that will change. They got a lot of changing to do. They had to just revamp the entire show when they moved to Tuesdays, because this is ridiculous. So, there you go. That's my thoughts on both AEW and NXT. Share your thoughts down below. I am going to read some live chat comments, and then we will go from there. Let me see what y'all were saying about Thunder Rosa and Dr. Britt Baker. D. So I asked you guys if you thought this was a match of the year candidate. A lot of you are saying hell yes, and I asked for a grade, and a lot of you are saying A+. A lot of you said A+. Y'all thought this was a classic match. I might just go ahead and give it the A+, because this was fire. I actually love this. Sam3 says, now AEW has 5 women to build around. Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker. I'm assuming he means Hikaru Shida as well. But Jade Cargill, and then Red Velvet. I ain't bitching about that, sir. I ain't bitching about that. The Greatest Ever says, the AEW women's division is good, but they got to book it well. You mean like any other wrestling show? Let's see here. Bradley Xavier, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Velvet Sky, Jade Cargill, Serena Deeb, and Taya Conti as the main 6. Velvet Sky is signed by AEW? When was that? When did that happen? What happened to Ivelisse? I haven't seen Ivelisse in a while. I hope she's okay. Notorious MMA. What a fucking match, dudes! Britt, what a fucking match, dude! Like that. Tokyo Rockstar. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver is gonna be better than WrestleMania 34. You sure about that? I don't know about that, man. Zachary Hayden. Alyx needs a fact machine because he's churning out facts right now. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Pop Culture Asylum. This is one of the most influential matches in women's wrestling. Tonight, both Britt Baker and Dr. Britt Baker and Rosa showed that ladies can take brutal spots as the men do, and they did not shy away on the blood. Man, I'm glad they didn't. That was freaking awesome. Gen X. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa showed they could do Unsanctioned just as good, if not better than Omega and Moxley. Yeah, people are saying this is going down as one of the greatest AEW matches ever. Yeah, it's definitely up there as a top 10 at least in the top 10s for sure. I think the best match is still Cody versus Dustin Rhodes, but this is up there. Thunder Rosa works for NWA and does a lot of independent shows as well. She needs to just be signed. They need to sign her. That's what they need to do. Let me see here. Dennis King. Been watching wrestling since the late 80s. This match was fire. They both got over, and this match had psychology, and it told the story. Both women came out looking better than they went in. Yes! I agree with that sentiment. Both women came out looking better than they went in. Wow. Well said. Let's see here. Is your content just about wrestling? I don't want to bring up just anything non-wrestling related. You can talk about anything in the live chat, man. That's fine. But I would prefer you keep it to wrestling. But feel free to ask me any question if you have a question. They talk about random stuff outside wrestling here in the live chat anyways. Zachary Hayne, not to be against, but... Oh, not to be ageist, but Rosa is turning 35 in July. She has a limited amount of time left in the business. 35 is still pretty good. You can get a lot out of her with a good 5 or something years. QT Marshall sucks. The guy I accidentally called QC. Juice Robinson is dating Tony Storm, not Deonna Purrazzo. Who the fuck is Deonna dating? Who the hell is... Right. Deonna's dating Steve Cutler. My bad. Tony Storm is dating Juice Robinson. He's still a lucky son of a bitch. Miss Thickness. They both dating thick. My bad. Yeah, people corrected me. Deonna's dating Cutler. Who's Bo Dallas dating? I forgot who's let me see something really quickly. Bo Dallas is dating Liv Morgan. You son of a bitch. Bo Dallas is dating Liv freaking Morgan. Can they do 2 blood and guts matches? No, I don't want them to do 2 blood and guts matches. Pick one. Who's getting the blood and guts match? Don't be doing that. Well, how about we all do a blood and guts match? Nah. Fuck is this? No, sir. No. Let's not do that. Let's see here. David Cage, I wish women's division had organic promos talking about everyone. Realistic. Don't feel forced or script robotic, very uncanny, unrealistic, stupid. Really wish like 80s Glow had free will to do whatever. That was crazy to read, but I think I understand what you're saying somewhat. Ultra Shout 97. The Blood and Guts match would work so much better in front of a full crowd. That's why they canceled last year's match. Right. King Super. One of the best wrestlers today. Don't diss Christian. Thank you. The best part about AEW is that they don't script their promos. I know, and that's why it was freaking awesome tonight. Zachary Hayden, I do think Phoenix would be good as a singles wrestler. Absolutely. We all agree on that. What happened to MSK? I think one of them is injured. But they're on TV. They just can't wrestle. Oh yeah, Ultra Shot 97. Io versus Raquel. Io. Yeah, that doesn't... I'm sorry, but Io versus Raquel does not sound good. And then Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross doesn't sound good either. No thank you. No thank you. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. I love Hikaru Shida, but she needs to drop the belt to either Britt or Thunder Rosa. We agree. Sam3 says Britt Baker is a star. Let's see here. Mex Assassin. The Britt versus Rosa match could have used a promo package. It did have a promo package. They just didn't air it. Hypothetical question. How would you handle a sticky, awkward situation that would get you made fun of? Is this an advice question? How would I handle a sticky, awkward situation that would get you made fun of? I'm probably not the best person to ask about this. I would just own it. If I got involved in a situation that I know people are gonna poke fun at me about because people are assholes, I know ahead of time that it's gonna get me mocked and made fun of, so I own it. If you own it, it's easier to deal with. That's my advice to you. If you can own it, like legitimately own it. You fucked up. You made a mistake. I'm human. I will work to not do it again. People will respect you for it, and it's easier for you to move on from it as well. That's my advice. That's what I would do. At least that's what I would do. Let's see here. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. Guys, thank y'all for making me a part of your day. I appreciate the love and support and the live chat, the donations and all that. So I will catch you guys this Friday or Saturday, depending on how good SmackDown is, I will catch you guys this weekend for my SmackDown review. And then, of course, we got the preview and predictions for Fastlane this Sunday, which will also be happening on Friday. And then this Sunday is Fastlane. So be ready for those two things coming up. Until then, catch you guys next time. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out right here in Alyx's World. Like the video, subscribe. Catch you guys later. Peace.